Building a log home is something that my dad has dreamt about doing ever since I can remember. And now here we are in the Big Woods of Maine, making that dream a reality. Come join us as we recap the achievements and the obstacles that we have encountered during the build process. Hey everyone, happy Thanksgiving. So me and my dad, we are... Hey everyone. Vivica, there's no one there. I'm talking to the camera.
Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm liking this.
All right, let's try this again. So, hi everyone, happy Thanksgiving.
Hello everyone, my name is Bill. Again, happy Thanksgiving to you guys as well.
So me and my dad were up deer hunting this week in northern Maine, and we had this awesome snowstorm today. It's been a long time that I've wanted to do a recap video to go over like the first year or two of building this cabin. Obviously we don't have a cabin yet, but we actually just got a foundation poured. Was that 2 months ago, a month ago?
Yeah, about a month and a half ago. Yeah, so we got our foundation poured, and so that was exciting. A lot took place with getting that done. We got it backfilled and graded out. So I don't know, we'll talk a little bit about that and, how we got there and then, again, what are the next steps in our build. And
like the first year or two, I got a lot of footage, but it wasn't quite enough to really make a whole video. So I realized that I have a lot of footage from the first year or two, but it's not quite enough to make like a full-length video, and so I figured it would just be easier to just sit down and go over a recap together.
Yeah, have a conversation about, kind of the steps that we've taken and the progress that we've made and, again, how we got there. And so, where do you want to begin?
Let's start with April 2021.
Okay, so, wow, that was a long time ago, huh? So, April 2021, we purchased 2 acres. That's remote, so it's on logging roads, and they don't get plowed during the winter and all that. And we're on a lake that's considered undeveloped, so there's a lot of wildlife around there, which is great. We do have camp neighbors. There's like a little camp neighborhood, which is kind of nice to have neighbors and friends there.
It's the strangest thing. It's like you're out in the middle of nowhere. There's no cell service. There's no power. It's an hour drive to the nearest town, but you have neighbors.
You have neighbors, yeah.
There's like a neighborhood. So.
I think great, because, again, if you're out, and you've got a camp and you're out that far, you typically, again, like-minded people, and you help each other out, which has been great.
Yeah. I will say, I was worried at first that it was going to be a lot of, no offense, but men your age.
Yeah. Old guys. Yeah, I get that.
And I mean, there's not as many women who are into the outdoors, and I was concerned about that. But neighbors on both sides of us, there's women and they're outdoorsy, and I'm like, for me, it's been really nice to just be able to connect with other ladies who are into the outdoors, and not just hiking, but actually hey, let's go partridge hunting together. That's something that I've always kind of wanted my whole life and never really had access to.
Yeah. So again, we started off, we purchased, 2 acres. We've got about 300 feet of water frontage, which is great for fishing. So we have access there. And then, so that summer, April, May, June, July, during that summer, we were able to get a little campsite put in.
Yeah, because when we got there, it was just woods. Yeah. There was no driveway. There was no lot. It was just thick Maine woods.
Yeah.
I've got this 100-foot tape, and my dad's down there, and we're trying to figure out where the other corner would be. So now everything has been all cleaned up. We've got all the ferns that were here have been cut away. There were some fallen trees, a bunch of branches, so we hauled most of that out of here. So because this property is just land, and it's like northwestern Maine, there is just there's no path down to the water yet, so we have to make that ourselves. And if you've ever been to northwestern Maine, then you know how crazy it can actually be up here, where the woods just haven't really been touched by people for the most part, which is really cool. But it also means that even just to go camping here, I mean, the amount of work that we had to do just to make this clearing, there was a little bit of a path already here, like maybe 50 years ago. It was a path, and we were able to take out some of the smaller trees.
So we're able to, make a little trail down.
I mean, goat path.
Yeah, go.
Trail. Look at this nice path. Great job, Dad. Wow, this is seriously improved. And for any of you guys who are watching, wondering how on earth is that improved, I didn't video it before, but it was basically just completely untamed forest, and you tripped every 2 steps. We can finally get to the beach.
So yeah, we got this path, created, and so you wouldn't trip over anything and kill yourself anyways. And we got a little campsite made, and got an outhouse, put in down there.
Very important.
Very important, an outhouse, yeah.
I haven't had a chance to show you guys the completed outhouse. So what we ended up doing is we built it in our garage, and then we brought it down here in panels, and we had to actually walk it down, like, I think it's about 150 feet from where we parked the truck through the woods to get to our little campsite. And unfortunately, it's one of the first things we really needed to put in, because without a comfortable facility, it's very hard to stay here for a long time and actually get any considerable work done. But also bringing the outhouse down here was considerable work. We still don't really have much of a path, but that will be happening pretty soon. Supposedly the excavators are supposed to come in the next couple of weeks, but who really knows, because we keep getting different information.
And that's what we got done during the summer, and that was it. Again, we're staying in small tents. And
yeah, and I think I did one video of that fall I went partridge hunting. And so I had stayed in that little campsite for like 2 nights. I had like a little tiny tent. And that was, I look at
that was a lot of work.
Yeah, I look at what we can get done now with like the tractor.
Yeah.
We didn't have the tractor yet. And even then, how could you get it in there?
Yeah.
I mean, that was just a chainsaw. We had clippers for like the
hand tools and the chainsaw. And
I used a grub hoe to make a little flat area for my tiny tent.
Yeah.
Digging the hole for the outhouse with the post hole digger.
Post hole digger, yeah. We used post hole digger to dig the hole for the outhouse, yeah. So that was a classic.
And it rained all the time.
Rained all the time.
It's going to be really funny in like a year. I'm going to look back and say, hey, remember that time that we went up to Maine to level ground and build an outhouse, and all it did was rain the whole time?
Yeah. So then, so we're able to get that done during the summer, and then, so we're building in Maine, and so, when you're near the waterfront, you're part of the LUPC, Land Use Planning Commission group, and so they have the requirements, that what you're allowed to build and how close to the water and all that stuff.
I want to talk about that for a minute, because I think, at least I've heard a lot of people say, like, if you're in an unorganized territory in Maine, that there's no rules. And that's not true.
Yeah.
So you get your rules from LUPC.
Yeah. So if you're in a town, like an official town that has like a town office and all that, typically you got to go through them for your building permits and so forth. If you're not in a town, like an organized town, like in Maine, then you go to the state. The state has this group called the Land Use Planning Commission. Great people, love to work with them. They again, nothing but good things to say about them. Just working with them, they're very, very, very helpful. So anyway, so we had to clear out a 100-foot by 100-foot area.
Yeah.
Out of our lot. Say, okay, where do we want the camp to be? So we had to clear out this 100-foot by 100-foot, and then where we want that on the lot.
Yeah.
And then the driveway coming down to.
And was that 2021? That fall?
Yeah, that fall. Yeah, it was in November. So the excavating company, again, was just getting delayed. So they were finally able to do that. I think it was the second week in November.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, second week in November. Yeah, so we staked off the 100-foot by 100-foot area, and then where we wanted the driveway to enter from the road and then down in and so forth.
Yeah.
And they came in and cleared that out, and then that was it. We were done for the year.
Also, that was really fun trying to get someone to come in and excavate, because we are so remote. A lot of contractors really don't want to go there.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, no, that's too far away, and then I get it, so.
Yeah. Wow, look at all this. Look at this. Got equipment and stuff.
But yeah, so we were able to get that done, and then that was our build season. So we bought the 2 acres, and we were able to get a little campsite put in, a little trail going down, an outhouse, and then in November we were able to get a clearing, 100 foot by 100 foot area done
That was super nice.
in a driveway.
This is where our trail used to be. Wow, look at this. This is what remains of our kitchen table. It's on the ground now. Tree's been cut. But the outhouse is still standing and the campsite is still there. Driveway was really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of, it opened it right up, and then we're like, oh, okay, we can see the potential, and but it's hard to see that, when it's all trees, and so that's the tough part sometimes. But so that was the first year.
We did a lot of hard work that year.
Yeah.